Hello, guys. It's good to be here again. This is the Authoring Yourself into Authority Summit. With this summit is a conclave organized by Waratah to expose people, authors, and intending authors to how they can author themselves into authority, wealth, and fame. And today, this evening, my guest on the summit today is Yemisi
Salad.
Akinbinu.
That's about the white
Um,
people.
so we are live
The
right
man they come
now,
on WhatsApp.
and I'm live with Yemisi Akinbinu. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, man, because
You are a Nigerian.
yeah. Okay. When it's time to introduce yourself, you're going to pronounce it correctly. So, guys, go get your pen and paper as usual to jot down what we're going to be learning today. We're going to be learning amazing stuff from her. She's going to be sharing her story and what made her to write her book. I mean, I'm already shivering because her story is one that I don't know. It feels with me, fills me with lots of anxiety and apprehension. I don't know why it's doing me like that. Then she's going to share her story and how she was able to write her book, and we're going to have an amazing. So thank you very much, Mark, and welcome to the session this evening. We have
Thank you
shared your bio, your profile, and all, but maybe there's something that you would like to share with us as we begin this session this evening. So go ahead, Mark. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Emeka Novis. It's my pleasure to have a conversation with you. And for me, I do not take it for granted at all. Yeah, so you are a name in the industry, and I am happy to be associated with you. Well, my name is Oluwayemisi Femi Akinbinu. I'm a coach. I'm an author now because I'm a first-time author, and I have. I'm also an managed health practitioner, managed health or health insurance practitioner. I, out of my job, out of what I do, out of what I've experienced, I came into being an author, and I think it was worth the while. I am grateful to Almighty God that gave the opportunity to go through what I've been through, the experience, and being able to pencil it down for people to encourage, to give hope, to keep hope alive, and to let people know that having a kidney issue or having to be transplanted is actually not the end of the world. It's not the end of one's life. It's not the end of one's existence and all that. So I'm grateful, and I hope to be able to get some things across to our viewers tonight. I'm grateful, Emeka.
All right. So before we go into the conversation, let us play a thriller for your amazing book.
All right.
Okay, welcome back. Marcel, take us into a journey of how this book came about. I know I've read a little bit about it, but tell us your journey and how this book came about and how it's blessing lives today. Hello, Mark, are you there? Hello.
I think it's not been. Hello, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay. Did you get my question?
Yes, you said I should tell you about the journey.
Yes, and how you came about the book.
All right. So I was the small little girl that I was then, and I grew up to be a very healthy child. No issue. There were nothing at all that could be a pointer to the fact that I could actually have such an ailment in the future. I was a happy, jolly girl, tomboy maybe, and I grew up, and life went on. As life went by, I got married, and at the pregnancy of my first child, towards the tail end, I was told that I was having this swelling on my leg and all that. And you know what average Nigerian will say? They will say, "Is the pregnancy? Maybe I'm carrying twins, maybe this and that and all that." So at one of my visits to the hospital, the doctor said, "I'm not comfortable with this swelling. Can we do some checks?" And some checks were done, and he said, "Okay, there are urine protein in your urine, and let's see how it goes. Let's see the delivery because it was tending towards the delivery." So I had the baby, and the swelling refused to go down, and so that was where the journey began. I tried to travel back home to go and ask my parents that have had children in the past that so what was the issue, what could be the problem, and all that. We couldn't get any solution until we met a senior friend who is a doctor and said, what I'm looking at, it's a kidney issue. Please go back to your base, which is more of a bigger place. It's a big city. You to see a consultant, and that was what happened. I came into Abuja, went to see the consultant, and I was meant to run some tests and all that. And by the time I saw the consultant, I was told I had the nephrotic syndrome. So this was what I nursed and treated, and took drugs for like 7 years, from 2001 February thereabouts to July 2008. And so, yeah, just like the trailer said, that was the exact word of the consultant to me when eventually my result was out. And he said, "You know what? This kidney has tried over the last 7 years, and it has come to a point where it will no longer be able to carry out its functions. And so you're either on dialysis or you go for transplant." But I would advise to go on transplant. And sincerely, I didn't hear whatever he had to say after that statement, because I was already I've never heard about it. Nobody has had it in my family. And so it was for me, I don't know what to call it. I didn't know what to call it at that time. And so it was as if my world has crumbled, my life has come to an end and all that. So at that time, after that statement, I did not hear him at all. I didn't hear him again. And I started weeping, crying, and then I had to leave the office because, of course, there are other patients outside that would like to see him. So that was how the story went by, and from that to transplant, and to the glory of God, by 2nd of January next year, in less than 3 weeks, by God's grace, I will be 14 years post-transplanted, So I never thought I would be an author. That was not part of what I bargained for. But somehow, because of the kind of tribe I keep, I belong to this Obafemi Behavioural Academy, and so that was where I had all my certification, anger management, mental health, first aid, fear mastery, life coaching, emotional intelligence, and all that, public speaking, and all that. So, so I saw a lot of my friends, writing books and all that. And the encouragement was there. And just like Brenda said on Tuesday, You have an experience, write. You know a subject matter, please write. And so I said, okay. And sincerely, the very first day I was going to start, I have the exercise book on my shelf here. I said, okay. One of my friends said, okay, just get an exercise book. And I got it. And in 2 days, the 40 leaves was filled. Wow. I said, okay. And because of the peculiarity of my job, I'm a little busy. So I took that exercise book on my way to work one day and dropped it at a business center. I said, please, somebody wants me to proofread this, but I can't see the writing. Can you please type this out? On my way back, I'll pick. And so they typed it, and the person was like, madam, who was this? So sorry. I said, when I've not even written anything. So I collected it, sent it to my email, and I downloaded it on my laptop. So maybe coming back from work every day, I just remember something and start putting in, and that was how the book came about. The book was ready at around March, April, but a lot of my people, my coaches, my uncles, people, my doctors, people of HNI network individuals felt that I should launch it. That this is a book that is not just a book, it's not just a fiction, it's a live experience that needs to be spoken about and needs to be talked about. And that was what happened. The book was launched on the 14th of October, and it has since been out on Okada Books, Amazon, Kindles, and of course the hard copies with Warita. And thanks to my, all thanks to Warita too. Warita, the celebrity coach, Fola Gbade. So I met him through Coach Obafemi, and he did a good job. The book is actually beautiful.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I know a friend of mine has not the same. I don't know what they call it. His own was he said he had a kidney injury, and I understood his pain at the time. Went through dialysis. The guy shriveled, and we, his friends, we kept on donating money for him. Although he didn't get to the issue of the case of transplant, but thankfully he survived it through utilization of some organic protocols, as he calls them. And if you see him now, he's back to himself. He's handsome. He's regained his body physiology and all that. And what he does right now is helping other individuals also who are currently having those kinds of issues. So he used to be a pastor, but now he's basically helping individuals who have chronic conditions. He's gone through certain levels of education, studying on how to help individuals to overcome their chronic situations. Though he hasn't written a book, but I think I will compel him. I will compel him to author a book. So the question is this: having an experience, is it just enough for you to write a book? Do you think people need to read your experience to also help because we all have peculiar experiences. What you went through may not be the same with what another individual, even though it could be likely the same, but the peculiarities could be different. So can somebody depend on your book that you've written based on your experience to be able to support himself or to help himself or herself go through some, let me call it pitfalls in life?
And call it what?
Let me call it pitfalls, or maybe let me call it deep.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. And call it what?
I'm saying, that is it enough for you to have an experience and then write a book that somebody can depend upon to go through the dark phases of their lives? Okay, let me use the word dark phases of their lives, because I know that even though we have experiences that are not palatable, but the peculiarities could be different. But is it enough to depend on your book based on your own peculiar experience to be able to go through that dark phase of life?
Well, I won't say totally, but of course, in the course of my journey after the transplant, we have a WhatsApp group that I co-opened with some other people, and we're over 300 there. And you discover that our paths are almost the same, especially for people who have done transplants. We have so much in common. But why am I saying this? It's my experience alone, because in the book, while writing the book, I did, after telling my story, I went ahead to talk about what kept me going. And so the lessons in it, and I think the lessons in it is not just about transplant, it's about the fact that I had a dark experience, and these were some of the things that took me through. For instance, at the back page, at one of the chapter, I wrote there, you don't have to despair. What are the things that can keep you going on? I talked about, what are things that your emotions can carry as human, how you control your emotions, how you face your fear, how you can, face the future, stop blaming. Because at the initial stage, I was a triangular student in school. So initial thing that came to my mind was, why will it be me? Why should I be the one to have this kind of ailment, So I, over time, got into depression, come out of it. So over time, I've learned to say, okay, if it's not me, why? If it's not me, then who should it be? So how to face the future, how to, try to do whatever that makes you happy. And then I also wrote in the book at the back of it, what are the things, or what are the 4 tips that can keep you going even in your dark area? What are your support system? Who are your support system? Are you also a grateful person? Talk about being grateful, talk about keeping hope alive, talk about having purpose in life. So even if you're at a dark end, there were times, if you read the book, there were times, in fact, I had some colleagues or some friends that after reading the book, they were weeping. But what kept me was that I can't die now by the special grace of Almighty God, though, because I have a purpose that I needed to fulfill. So instead of diverting my energy into pity-patty stuff, instead of making myself to be pitied and all around, I just centered my purpose around it. I centered my purpose around the incident that happened, and that was what made me to get the certification of being a kidney health coach. After all, I didn't plan for it, but as it happened, what I just did was to, make lemonade out of my lemon. That was exactly what I did. So I had to certify as under this American Kidney Association, had a certification of a kidney health coach, and then center things around it. So you discover that after the writing of the book, I've had to appear on a radio station. I've had to appear on a TV station. At the end of the day, I'm also a public speaker. So it also aids my public speaking. And now I have like having a focus, on this set of people. Because I also feel I owe a lot of people out there information, assistance. I owe a lot of people that are going through this, or that have family that are going through this, a lot of things. So I've had to center myself around it. So for people who are going through dark phases that are not necessarily what I went through, they can also develop things from it. I have a friend who is a grief coach, just because he went through, and I know what she's earning now. So I don't want people to see their down times or their dark stages or dark time in life as things that needed to break them down, to make them lose focus, lose purpose. For me, it's changing gear. Sincerely, it's like changing gear. You're changing direction. You're going towards a straight road, and there's a traffic jam, or there's a go slow in, as it said in Nigerian Palace. You just the Google map will reroute you, and at the end of the day, you still get to your destination. That's what I feel.
Wow, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this, because so what will your piece of advice be for those who are intending to be authors? Do you advise people that for every situation they are going through in life, they should journal it, they should put it down somewhere, maybe perhaps with intention to author a book out of it? What do you think? Like, for those of us, do you for everyone who's on the live stream, do you advise us like this is mine? So I'm always, I'm writing. I just bought this one newly, and then I'm writing inside of it.
Yes.
Do you advise people that they have something like this, So for whichever situation they are going through, they are journaling. Because, for example, I give you a particular example. I don't know if this can apply, this may apply to other individuals, but I had an accident in 2019, July 26th to be precise. And then I had surgery on my leg, on my left leg, on the 3rd of September, 2019. And I stayed in the hospital for about 3 to 4 weeks. And I was jotting down the things that were happening to me in the hospital. I was looking at nurses, the things they were doing. I was looking at other patients, what they were doing. Patients who had different dimensions of issues that were bothering them, and I was writing down those things. Although I didn't write a book out of it, but the process, even the process of the surgery, what the doctors were doing, the anesthesiologists were doing, the orthopedic doctors, and everything they did inside of the surgery, the theater.
Yes, sir.
I used that to write a chapter of my book called Bank Alert on process. What I meant by that was there are steps to do certain things. So before I was operated upon, the anesthesiologist came in. They checked my body weight, they checked everything, and right there in my presence, they were making calculations of the kinds I can't remember what they called it now, but they were making calculations on the amount, the volume
amount of anesthetics they will give you.
They will inject me so that I won't knock off completely
Oversleep.
or something, because they wanted me to be awake at the time. So
just to numb your waist down.
Yes, my waist down. And even towards the end of the surgery, they kept on asking me if I was feeling any pain. Towards the end of the surgery, I was feeling pain, and so they came back again, and then they just touched something on the wires. Then the pain also vanished immediately. So all those things, I was just tube or wire, I don't know, I can't remember. So all through that process, I was watching and checking out the things that they were doing, and I used that to write a chapter of my book on process. So would you advise people that for every phase of their lives, they should be intentional about journaling, because they could use those experiences to teach other individuals, specifically and particularly in writing books?
Funny enough, the book reviewer was on that day said that I was so accurate with time. I never journaled. That was the funny thing. I never journaled anything down. The day I said I was going to write about it, I just started, and the thing kept coming. So for me, I feel individual purpose, individual matter. What do you want to achieve? What is your aim? Why are you writing? The reason why I put mine, I won't say everybody, you know that there's this myth in the African settings that don't talk about yourself. There's some people around, that kind of a thing. But for me, I felt the awareness and the information about kidney health is so minimal in Nigeria. We don't have people come out to say it, either because of stigmatization or people think. I have a friend who wrote on Facebook that she actually thought anybody with kidney failure is either a wayward person or a drunkard, or until she read my book and she came for the book launch and I was speaking. So for me, it was a way of giving back. I wanted to break the jinx, and I felt, how can I break it? I also have some other things that I will love, that I want to bring out of this. I have the mind of having a foundation. So because I feel we have governments that are talking about cancer, we have government's policy that is speaking to HIV, and nothing is being said about health, kidney health. So for me, I feel, okay, let me come out. So from this book, just like I said earlier, I've not had to have a radio interview, have to have television interview. I'm going to be appearing in a newspaper, some newspaper in a very recent time, in a very close time, And so when people read, the people that knows me, we have to ask for questions. People that don't know, we have to ask a question, because we are also going to supply some of the avenue with which we can be reached, so that we can disseminate this. And at the end of the day, also have a helping hand to hold other people. I tell you, my brother, if while I was having my dark days then, we have somebody like me now who had spoken out, who can hold people's hand, because I know a lot of people will call me, ma, we have heard this, even on the platform, please, ma, this one, we heard that. I know there are some people that their graphs are even older than mine, but they're not speaking out. Well, it's individual differences. So for me, it's getting the information out there and then leverage on the information, or leverage on some of the things that some of the benefits that will come with writing writing the book, and then further the cause of kidney health. That was my main focus. So it wasn't about I wanted to be an author, but thanks to Warita, who wants to bring us out, yes, it's not as if there were no gains there, but I think for me, basically, it was to bring out information. It was to talk about kidney health. It was to bring to fore that these people need the help of government, needs the help of philanthropists, needs the help of families, needs the help as many people as possible. So for me, that was my reason. So everybody doesn't have to put their own in book. I didn't journal at all. The day I started writing the book, I wrote them as if I was writing down straight off. I didn't journal at all. So it depends on what's individual. But look at yours now. Your own experience has translated to something else without necessarily talking about what you went through, but the processes they use, you have translated it. So there's no experience we have in life that do not have one way or the other have impact our life or do one or two things, and that can also affect other people's life. So I don't feel there's any experience that is a wastage for me. And so, well, for people that want to put it in book, I welcome them. Let us have more information out. And for those that don't, well, I don't, but it doesn't have to be experience alone that one can write on. Just like Brenda said, you have a good knowledge of something, please write about it. Let people read.
Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for this. So guys, if you are watching right now, please go ahead and share. I always like people to share what is good. When we're on live streams, people who are sharing amazing knowledge, please go ahead and share what they are sharing, what we are teaching here, what we are, the knowledge we are transferring here, so other individuals can. So let's watch her trailer again of that same book. So if you're just joining, let me show you a trailer of her book. Wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Okay, Ma, tell us how it has been, because the essence of this summit is authoring yourself into authority, wealth, and fame. So we are looking at when you author a book, these three things have to go together. Authority, you become an authority, people look up to you, wealth, and fame. For example, the essence, in the context of authority, now you're in a WhatsApp group and people are asking you questions regarding their own issues, and you're able to prefer them with answers, means that you have become an authority. You know, your voice is now a voice that people can depend upon. That's basically what authority is all about. So tell us how your journey has been with respect to this book, regarding authority, wealth, and fame.
All right. So, just like our topic, it's authoring yourself to wealth and fame. The book came into, we launched the book on the 14th, so we didn't release it until 14th of October. I was wondering, at the launch, I have uh, two CEOs of two big hospitals in Abuja. I have an ex-governor. I have the DG of a government parastatal. I have I had the major general at the launch. I had the president of SOBCA. I have a lot of influential people that came. I couldn't have said I was celebrating my birthday and somebody will come. I mean, those set of people will come all together at the same time. But for me, it brought out, it only speaks to one thing, that, okay, I'm already having an influence. If these people don't think that these books was going to have an impact, they won't want to associate themselves with such a thing. So for me, that's the fame. I've had to go on, I was put on AIT, and I have a lot of people calling. We saw you on AIT, we saw your interview on radio. People were saying, we saw your interview. I told you that we have a WhatsApp community of kidney transplant persons that were over 300. And they were happy that for once, we have people that are actually talking about them. We have somebody who can talk about them. And so you have people people will just call. Sorry, your number, I saw your number somewhere, or we had your number, somebody gave us your number about kidney transplant. Please, my husband is going through this, or myself, I'm going through this. And then you're able to say, okay, if it's this, can you do this? Can you do that? Without necessarily not taking the place of a medical doctor, So for me, it makes you an authority. People want to associate with you. And just like I said, it's still a journey. I would like to have a foundation where we can actually, and we're already in the process, and I've had a lot of people come out to say, okay, you know what, we will support you, please talk about it. Let's have something that we can handle. So it has, you have people, in fact, there was one of the doctors that I told him about the book maybe 2 weeks to the launch, and he gave, so much, so it has added to me, though for me, the money aspect, because of what I intend to do, did not really matter then. I felt, okay, whatever I have here, I want to use it to start the foundation, because the medication for this ailment after transplant, the medication is extremely expensive. The drugs taken are not Nigerian-made medications, so they needed to be imported. And of course, we know what our dollars are talking. The dollar is talking about as regards to our naira. So excuse me, the prices keep skyrocketing as the dollars goes up, because they will need to import it. So for me, any wealth I derive from there, I want to actually plunge it into the foundation to make it a stable one, where we will be able to get government attention, get philanthropists, international donors, to bring money into this place, and then be able to subsidize. If we are not giving drugs free, to subsidize. So for me, it's enough wealth for that. It's enough authority, it's enough fame for me to have been able to do that, and have people, international donors, philanthropists, people of high, and I don't want to mention their names here because I didn't tell them I was going to do that. If I mention their names, you will know that for this set of people to say, okay, we want to be associated with you, then it has actually brought fame, it has brought authority, and I can tell you it has brought wealth, So, and I hope it has also gingered me to think, okay, I might likely start writing. I'm a first-time writer, just like I said, and I feel I can still do more. So it's bringing in the money. You see people, you even have people ask me to come and talk in some places, and when you are going, they give you honorarium, So it is bringing the wealth. It is bringing authority. People are saying, if you want to talk about kidney health, please, can you call Yemisi, or the fame. Is it now I have some things on YouTube. I have TV interviews, and for me, it has done what it should do. Has given me the authority, given me wealth, which I hope it will bring more, and then fame.
Thank you so much, Mar. Thank you so much. That those people attended your launching means a lot. That they are able to recognize the greatness which you've brought to the sphere of education concerning kidneys and kidney health. So it shows that what you're doing is truly remarkable, and is something that is needed in this space. Okay, so I want us to look at I want us to look at the ways, because some individuals, one thing that scares them is writing a book but not being able to put that book in the hands of many individuals. Okay, so your book is not about making money, your book is not about having sex, your book is not about, for those of us who like to write about money and sex and all those things, you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
they keep telling us that our books sell because our books is all about money, right? People
Yeah.
need money, so our books are selling. But your book is about kidney health. It's not as if, let me not downgrade it, but it's not something that people wake up on a daily basis and want to
And
think
what to
about.
get.
You get what I mean? It's
Yes.
not something people like, okay, let me think about my kidneys today. But every day, everybody's thinking, how do I spend money? How do I get money, to solve their daily issues? So for us in marketing, we say that there are books that are hot products and there are books that are not hot products per se. So I'm saying, by not being insensitive to you or downgrading it, we marketers do not really think that your book is a hot cake, but your book is actually selling. So what strategies have you been utilizing? For example, one, two, three, four strategies you
Okay.
utilize to be
Okay.
able to book in the
So
hands.
yes. So the launch, before the launch, just like you said, they are also wearing their t-shirts. Is a way of giving kudos to whom it is due. Warita doesn't only publish; they also help you in handling, not handling per se, but show you the way to actually get your book sales. So by the time they finish with the publishing, they put in connection. I mean, in collaboration, we had to put it on a Kindle, on all those book. Um, Places that we put them on Amazon, Kindle Book, Okada Books, Bamboo, and all that. We put them there. We also created a page for me where people can go and see it. And of course, what was my social media? My social media is not meant for just going to be putting the pictures of people. So we did a lot of marketing on social media. And then I think, yes, it's not a kind of book that is an everyday thing, but it was as if it's an eye opener to people that, oh, okay, something like this exists. Can I actually check it? And then empathy. Then when people see me, you mean you are kidney transplant person? Wow. Okay, let me get your book. Stuff like that. Because when I was listening to Brenda that day, I was like, this woman is just saying what is in my mind. You everywhere you go, you're talking about the book. Have you read my book? If some people if it needs blackmailing, you don't want to read my book. Oh, okay, bring it. They want to read. So it's a whole lot. It's an everyday affair. It has become part of my life, and not minding the fact that there's an end to this. I have an end that I'm actually pursuing. So I do not have any other chance or means or way of saying I will not market it. So talk about it everywhere. People call you for public speaking process. I mean, outing. You talk about it. By the time you are finishing talking, you are training it towards that. You are talking to friends. You are talking to families out of empathy, out of the fact that people want to buy into your vision. That okay, I'm not only writing this book for writing's sake. I also want to use it to hold people's hand. So for me, selling it might not be as fast as books that are selling for money or sex, but by and large, it's coming. It's coming as the day goes by. We are taking it a day at a time. We are putting in mind that I'm putting in mind that okay, I'm a first-time author. I've not been around publishing and authoring book for too long a time for people to quickly say, oh, okay, I know this woman, I've read her book before. So I'm not despair. I'm taking it a little at a time. I'm hoping and thinking that it will come. I don't want to rush it. I'm not about give me profit immediately. But sincerely as I am, I'm so content the book is selling as it is.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Question I want to ask you is this: Are you thinking about, or are you thinking about building a business out of the book? What I mean is that by virtue of what you're doing now, people are reaching out to you, and I know that you're spending your time. People reach out to you and they ask you questions. They are scared. They are apprehensive. They are doubtful of the future, if they are going to come out alive or they're not coming out alive from the predicament. Are you building a business out of it? For example, charging people for consultation. And if yes, are you sometimes, because some individuals who are life givers, let me call them life givers. For me, my stuff is not really about life, but your stuff is connected to life, health, and longevity and people existing. Do you some individuals who, when they want to charge for consultation that has to do with, like, for example, my friend now, one of the issues he's going through is overwhelm. And so because he has put himself out there and shared his story about how he survived kidney failure and what he's doing right now, he talks about his food, what he's eating, he talks about his regimen, and a lot of individuals tend to go towards him. People who have patients, people who have those issues. So one day he was complaining about he's becoming overwhelmed and all that, and I told him to create a process. And if it's possible, it took him a while to even start to charge, for attending to people. So I'm asking, if you're building a business out of it, are you currently undergoing that challenge where you are struggling to ask people to pay you for consultation or whichever? Because this could be of help to a lot of individuals who really want to toe the line, but they are scared to do so.
Well, I have a peculiar situation at hand now. I work with the federal government in a health institution, and so for now, I am not doing it for business. But of course, I have paid for so many certification. You heard what I said. I'm sure you know Coach Sam. So you know what it means to have a life coach certification, to have fear mastery, emotional intelligence, first aid, all these certifications, I paid for them. So for me, it's a way of looking out for myself, that okay, someday, sometimes I might likely pull out of government, or I will retire one day. So if I retire fully and I'm on my own, because as it is now, as a public servant, I'm not expected to have a business, and so I'm not doing it as a business for now. But of course, why not? If somebody does not have a stable work or whatever, somebody can't pay for such certification. And then don't forget, I said I had the certification of American kidney health coach. They were all paid for, and somehow, I will, in the days to come, it might turn a business. My foundation will not be for business, definitely. The foundation for me is a way of calling on governments, tweaking some of our policies that can suit kidney people. And then if I have international donors and they are giving me grants, I can't use that as business, because I know what I'm going through and I know what my people are going through. So for me, it's about empathy. It's about sympathizing with people that have the same, that have told the part I have told in the past and I'm still towing. So for the foundation, yet no, please. And as it is now, I am not charging anybody. I still do it pro bono, except for other things. But if I retire or pull out of government service, and then of course I might consider charging people, but definitely reasonable. But these things comes with individual. But for somebody who had all this certification and is not working for anybody, sincerely, I don't see any reason why such a person should not charge. It's just that we should have empathy and sympathy. So knowing fully well that somebody that is coming to you is not coming to Emeka Nobis to come and know how to make money, or to come and say my cryptocurrency because he's going to get money. Somebody that will be coming to me to ask about health coach that I'm going to coach, or I'm going to be talking to the family, they are already they are already frustrated. So I'm trying to work on their emotional intelligence. I'm trying to work on their mental health. So I know that I shouldn't be somebody who will add to their problem. So even if I'm going to charge, I should also charge with some milk of kindness. That's the way I say it.
Okay, thank you so much. It's a very good conviction that you are working on. So thank you so much for this. So as we about to wrap up on this session, what will you advise people, even those I've had individuals that are working for certain organizations. But I don't know how true it is because I never worked for any public organization like the government. Some of them are scared to publish a book because their supervisors or their superiors will think that they are making money from those books, and maybe begin to be angry at them or something. So some of them are hiding and not wanting to author their books, but they know, or we are telling them now that authoring their books can help them to become authority figures, wealthy people, and famous people. But this conflict of I'm working in an organization, what if I become wealthy? What if I become famous? What if I become an authority? Um, will they sack me or will they, So using your case, you are working for the government, using your case as an example, what would you advise these people?
Well, everybody have scheme of service. Everybody have what's ethics of their job. In my book, I have some of my bosses. I work with kind bosses. I have up to my DG. I think they are the kindest set of people on earth. I have some of them even giving review. The book has some reviews, so you can even take the review to even see what I mean to uh, try to to think about what was written in the book. So I have some of my bosses that wrote for me. I don't think there's anywhere in the civil service or public service rule that says we cannot author book. No, I don't. I can't. I don't. I'm not an authority there, and I don't want to say what I don't know. But I don't think it's there. So I won't be able to speak for governments. I won't be able to speak for. But I've written mine now, and I wasn't queried for it. I wasn't, or maybe because it's sort of just like you said that it's not for making money like that. And I also have one or two. In fact, I don't think it is wrong. I have one or two of my friends that are also working for federal government, and their books have been out. In fact, one has more than 3 or 4. So I don't think there is a specific instruction that we shouldn't write a book. I'm not sure of it. I'm not sure of it. I think they should what they need to do is get the establishment, get to maybe the human resources or human capital, as the name might be called in any of the organization, and get to ask questions. Sometimes you are even scared of what is not even happening at all. You are just scared that okay, this thing could happen, and it's not even there. So I think people should go out of their shell and just ask questions. Ask questions. Let there be response. Let there be things that can either hinder or give you a hand to do whatever you need to do.
Okay, thank you so much. We have done 45 minutes already for this
Wow,
session.
thank
So
you,
thank you
thank you,
so much for
thank
being
you.
part of this session. So for those who are joining right now, who are going to see, let me show you once again the trailer for this amazing book, and then we'll come back. She will tell us how to get the book, how to reach her, and then final moments.
Thank you so
Okay, thank you so much, Mark. So, Mark, go ahead and tell us how people can get across and get copies of the book, and
Okay,
how we can
so
reach out to you and your final words.
okay, so uh, though I can't write the address can be voiced out, especially those that are online. But I have a website, yeniseakibinu.com. You get there. There's a link tree. There's a link tree link there that goes to the Amazon, that goes to the Kindle book, and then Warita is also Warita Publisher also has is also an outlet. You can get my book from Warita. Some Obafemi Behavioural Academy in Abuja. I have some there. I have some with Cherry Chef Prince also in Lagos, and anywhere if we are called, we have on my social media pages. I have my handles there. We can be contacted anytime, and then we get the book across to people. So it's not there's no hard and fast to it. It's always available. So if we are contacted either through our WhatsApp or through normal call or text message, we'll get the book across to any individual that wants it.
Okay, so thank you very much. I was trying to, respond to some individuals who are already asking, and I told them to come on the live stream. All right.
Okay.
So, what are your final words, man? What are your final words as we wrap up on this
Well,
session?
just like I said, opportunity does not happen. One creates it. So, what are the experiences you are having? What are the things? I don't want people to say life happens to everybody, and it happens in different. I have a friend that writes about fertility. And funny enough, come and see there were experiences, I mean, testimonials coming from people that read the book. So it's not about it's you will need as an individual create your opportunity out of what you want it to be. There is nothing that kills life as much as losing hope. Let's keep hope alive. Let's have our support group. Let's be grateful to God, grateful to human beings around us. When you are grateful, you seem to have some sense of belonging, sense of joy within you. So and then have a purpose. What are your purposes in life? Just like I said, and I pointed out earlier, if you are going on a straight journey and there's a traffic jam or there's a blockage, you just reroute and continue with your purpose. You will always find purpose. If you have you have a purpose, you will always find a direction to such a purpose in any circumstance that you find yourself, either dark situation of life or any experience at all. This has, my experience in life has taught me I had never thought in my life that I could ever be sick. Throughout my growing up years, I never slept on hospital bed. I never took ill. And so for everybody, it was a surprise that I could be this ill. But thank God, so I give God Almighty the praise, my support system, family, coaches, friends and families, oh Lord, who were there for me during those periods. So I think we need to keep our heads high. We need to keep hope alive, being grateful at all times, and then have an open mind towards everything that happens to us. Create your opportunity. Opportunity do not happen, but we create it.
Thank you so much, Ma. You have been amazing. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you for sharing your story.
Thank
And
you so much.
it's a very bold and audacious thing that you're doing. And we thank you. The world thanks you for sharing your story. Many other individuals have gone through the process, gone through the pain, but they have kept the stories to themselves. But you are sharing with the world because you want to help as many individuals who are currently in darkness or those who have overcome the dark phases of their lives and constantly need support. So God bless you on your work. The book will touch many souls, and we believe that a lot more individuals will be helped along the way. Thank you for being part of this summit. I'm very
Thank you
excited. I'm
so
very grateful. It's
much.
been an amazing conversation with you. Very peaceful and warm. I love your smile. I love the gap tooth that you've got. And thank you so much.
It's nice to be with you, Coach Emeka Nobis. I think one way or the other, I've started you one way or the other. And so for me to come and stay with, when you have, when you have a purpose, you always find a direction. So you have your purpose. What are your purposes in life? Just like I said, and I pointed out earlier, if you are going on a straight journey and there's a traffic jam or there's a blockage, you just reroute and continue with your purpose. In medical terms, we call your chief. When you have your chief, and then you are being interviewed by your chief, it's an amazing thing. So you walk with your shoulder higher that has been on
That's
an
right.
interview with Rebecca Nobis.
We
Thank you
are
so
trying
much
our
for what
best.
you do. You're so energetic, up and down, all the things. Sometimes I look at your page, I say, does this man rest at all? From one thing to every minute, every hour, is there. You're doing a good job, my brother. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much. All right, my
Thank you.
regards to your family, my regards to everyone
I
at
will.
home. Thank you for
I
joining this
will. I
evening.
will.
Have a
Thank
good
you so
night.
much.
And
I
from me to
appreciate it.
everybody who joined this live session, God bless you.
Okay.
Tomorrow again at 6 p.m., we'll be here with another
Okay.
fantastic human
Please
being, another
join
great
till
author.
27th. Yeah.
Yes, so from now till the 28th, every day we are balling, teaching people what they ought to
Yeah.
do to grow fame and
Absolutely.
influence and authority utilizing authored books. So thank you very much. God bless you and good night to everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.